Hello, everybody, and welcome back to part three. Thanks very much again for staying staying with us. In part two, our coterie was delivered a mysterious package, which was a hardback cover of Interview with a Vampire with a mysterious message saying they are onto you. But now they have decided to follow up from earlier discussions and meetings with Professor Croup, the Primogen of the Nosferatu. They are going to head across Nottingham, not too far. Lost Souls, which is a soul and blues underground club, is still in the city centre proper. And this is where we rejoin our coterie now, just as they are beginning to prepare to leave Stranger Sounds, not for the first time tonight.
Do we want to take the car? I have a car now. Don't quite know how I have a car, but I have a car.
Oh,
If we've got one, it seems a shame not to.
I mean, it does,
can I go get changed first?
but by all means.
Thank you.
Does anyone
just-
else need to prepare? I mean, I assume that everyone else is fine.
Yeah, I tend to get by on the natural charm.
Yeah, you could do with a shower every now and again. But sure.
Natural musk, then.
Okay, so you get changed.
Yes.
You drive the car, and I once again, it's just the my sense of humour, but I like to think that it's not very far at all. And you get into the car, start up, almost drive just round the corner, park the car, and you are there. But you've got a car, so
Yeah.
So it's the 70s. There's so much car parking in the
That's
city
right.
centre.
Yeah.
You can actually park for once.
Absolutely. And by underground club, I don't mean that it's an underground scene. I mean it's literally underground. It's a basement club, basically. There is a very nice sort of, I would say, probably Victorian sort of building, which is used as a retail space at the bottom. And then there's kind of offices, corporate offices above it. But there is a kind of side entrance to it with stairs going down into what would have been this property's sort of basement, and this basement has been turned into this soul club called Lost Souls. You move down the steps and you see there is a bouncer there. He's not really a bouncer, he's much more akin to a doorman, dressed for the cold weather, but dressed smartly, slightly greying hair. Doesn't look like he's physically able to kind of move people. As I say, he's more of a doorman. And across the top of the door is a fluorescent sign, which in sort of italic writing, glowing with a sort of deep purplish colour, is the words "Lost Souls." The doorman sort of looks at your evening. Are you all okay tonight? He rubs his gloved hands together.
Eddie.
Yes.
Oh,
And I let all right straight away.
yeah, you kind of wash over it.
Thanks.
Sorry, you've got the advantage on me. I feel like I should know you, but we've probably met before. Yeah, I
Rosamund,
mean,
it's a pleasure.
well, likewise. Well, you have a terrific evening, and he kind of pushes the door open for you to go in.
Is Tamandra in?
Oh yes. Well, I think so. I've not seen her leave to the front anyway.
Can you get me an audience?
Uh, oh, uh, I mean, yeah, I'll certainly try. He looks a little
I appreciate that.
confused, as in, it's not his job, but with awe up again, he kind of goes in, and as you kind of go in, you see that there is more steps going down, and there's quite a wide entrance way, and to one side there is a cloakroom, as in a place that you can leave your coats if you want and the like. And then there's another set of doors which lead into the club proper. He kind of looks at you. If you need to leave any of your coats, I don't know whether any of you have brought any coats, not feeling the cold.
I'm still in my leather jacket.
Um, they will look after your coats should you wish to. It is
I'm gonna keep mine on.
okay.
I'm not wearing one, so.
Yep.
Okay, then he kind of moves through the double doors, and what it is quite a smoky atmosphere, but pleasant. It's not seedy in the slightest. It is dark here, and there are numerous tables with seats around. There's a small sort of dance floor and a small stage across. It's a relatively large room, though, very well decorated, and it's kind of high-end finished. Can you all give me awareness and wit rolls as you enter this place? Another
I'm
bestial
still
crit.
reading, so I am not going to do that roll.
Yeah, I don't want to roll because I don't want another bestial crit tonight.
Oh no, it's not that. It's just that I'm reading, so I can do it if you want. But my nose is in
Oh,
a
I
book.
got resolve. Damn it! I know how to do this. Honest.
Yeah,
It's just for you then.
that is good. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Even more. So it's 3. Oh, more dice. I'm loving all the dice.
I can't. No, I can't get it. I'm clicking on wits and I'm getting resolve. So
That's okay.
stuff it. Carry on.
It's fine. You all with the 4s and 3s. The one thing that you definitely sort of notice, sort of straight away, is all of the metal is kind of that really nice buffed metal. So it's a beautiful finish, but it's not a reflective surface. And on top of that, normally behind bars you have kind of mirrors. There's no reflective surfaces here in the slightest.
It's
I
not
will
really
let
your
all drop.
not really your kind of place then, Rosamund.
No, it's fair to say this is not my kind of place, but
I say it's beautiful. It's really, really well finished and really well done, but it's just quite apparent that any kind of shine has been replaced with a sort of beautiful matte finish instead.
which is quite understandable given who we're coming to visit. So, yes.
He looks around for a moment in the club and moves across. Eddie moves across to sort of ushering across to a booth, and in the booth you see her for the first time, or rather you see part of her. Where she's sitting, the light is very much playing on her, and whilst you can make out part of her face, the rest of her is just encased, clothed in velvety black shadow. He kind of says, ma'am, these people wanted to sort of meet with you. Hope that's okay. She kind of nods. You can't see whether she smiles or not. Thank you. Go about your business. Welcome to Lost Souls. Please take a seat.
Thank you. So kind.
I'll
Thank
nod
you
at
very
her,
much.
sit down and just slouch there.
Now,
I'm just gonna stand. I'm not gonna sit. But it's not being rude. It's just that I am engrossed in a book at the moment.
Upon
She
seeing that you
Yeah,
don't,
sorry.
I'd
You
say
go
upon
first.
seeing that James doesn't sit, I will just sort of tug on his arm and sort of lead him down to a seat.
Like a child that is
Yeah.
distracted.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of sits down. Oh wow. This is interesting, she says. We have been neighbours for a number of years now, and it's really the first time that we have actually met. I'm Timandra. I'm sure you're aware of that.
I hope you don't see it as any kind of slight on our part. My name is Albert. Gesture to everyone else.
Rosamund, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, and I do apologise for turning up unannounced.
Petra.
Yeah.
I don't tend to come outside a lot, so yes, this is new.
Do we have to give a spoiler warning for something that was released in the 70s?
Sorry.
That's Mike asking. Do I need to give a spoiler warning? Because basically, I'm just gonna go. This book is absolutely fascinating. Have you read it? It's about a vampire who basically
She
tells
kind
the
of leans
story.
back for one moment, and as she leans back, that small sliver of light disappears. And for a moment, you're not entirely sure that she's still there.
I'm not gonna stop talking at that. I haven't even noticed she's moved. It's about a 200-year-old
James,
vampire who tells
James,
a
not
story
now,
to
James. You can tell us about it later, but not now. Thank you.
Staring daggers at you.
Sorry. I'll close the book and put it away. I forgot where we were.
And she moves forward again. Really?
Really what? Sorry.
Who is this person's handler?
I don't quite understand what you're saying. Ooh.
There's a
I
reason
picked
we
up.
don't visit very often. Or
I'd found this book somewhere, and it just seemed like it was quite an interesting read. It's very well written.
She looks at the cover. I heard rumours. Some of my staff have spoken about it.
Yes, from what I've read so far, it's not overly accurate. It's
Well, that is
it's probably a play from yeah.
I don't
Sorry.
think it is good for you to use the words not accurate about the book.
Oh yes, you're probably right. Sorry. Hi, I'm James.
Well, what can I do for you? There must be a reason for this visit.
Yes, and believe it or not, it has nothing to do with this book. Problem as that is.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Mm-hmm. There are certain individuals of the more magical persuasion that are currently circulating within Nottingham.
One moment. Would you be more comfortable in a more private place?
yes, that would be very much
course.
appreciated. Thank you.
If we have family business to discuss, it is perhaps best elsewhere. Now, I am trusting you to abide by hospitalities. There are 4 of you and 1 of me.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I don't think we're here for anything along those lines. I think we are definitely on a social and business, but
That is
You
good
have
to know.
our word that we will.
That is all I need.
I'll say, looking at James.
And she stands up, and as she stands up, the light plays on her a little bit. And you realise the dress that she's wearing is designer, very expensive and chic, and almost jet black, but the kind of black and the velvet that, again, is muted and doesn't seem to reflect light, not the way that silk or satin would. And it's almost like the shadows move around her. If you please, follow me. And she moves to a door and leads you through a corridor, which seems to be a working corridor, into what appears to be an office.
As we go, I'd like to ask her, so is the blues an affectation or is it an interest of yours?
I very much enjoy the music, both soul and blues and jazz. And
I must say, that is something I agree with in terms of musical taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
Friends here, then. We're getting together already.
she shows no real emotion, whether you having the same musical tastes of her is anything to sort of warrant any kind of accord with. But she has she goes through this office door, and again the office is beautifully decorated. There is most definitely money and sort of pride of place here, but again literally no reflective surfaces. And she has a large black chair, which again, rather than leather, even that is kind of velveted. And she sits down, she gestures. I suppose I should be courteous. Are any of you in need of sating your hunger?
No, thank you.
I would gesture no and then look to everyone else.
I'm all right, thank you. Hi, I'm okay. Why haven't we been here before? This place is fantastic.
Thank you.
Your hospitality is appreciated, but I'm happy to stay focused on business at this point.
So, to business then.
Indeed.
Have the warlocks visited you yet?
I've heard of her arrival in the city, but one of my clan and my previous allegiances, I do not believe I will be the first that they visit.
She has come into the shop and started threatening us already. It's extremely disruptive to come in and immediately start throwing around threats to the kindred of Nottingham.
Isn't that the way of the ivory tower?
Indeed.
Alas.
That's why I settled in Nottingham, far away from them.
Or maybe they believe you to be weak and me to be strong.
Possibly
but,
so.
do not think that was
Yeah, not thinking that was the exact case, but
It was not a threat, it was merely a muse.
I'm sure.
It may be the case, but whilst your own strength relative to ours may be greater, it's not for me to speculate. It's more there are other things going on. I mean, as you say, they've not come to you yet for your clan affiliations. They may see us as more of a shoulder, more of a friend. Of course, we're not, but maybe they don't know what they're doing.
Okay. So we can dance around all night, but What is it you want? What is this business that you wish to discuss?
Well, given the Ivory Tower seemed to be in town doing a tour, we thought we would come and talk to our neighbours because we've
I
been
think
doing
the
quite well.
the main point of this visit, to cut to the chase, would be align with us, so you're not aligned with them.
If we all stand together, then we're much harder for them to get their little needles into the cracks in Nottingham.
I am not opposed to such a thing. Interesting. You know I am not anarch,
We're aware.
We know.
but that sits well with you.
I do not believe this is a Anarch versus Camarilla situation. From my understanding, and I am not 100% sure that I do, but this is our home is Nottingham and it is under threat. It is Nottingham versus the Camarilla.
It is more being open with you about where my allegiances are at the moment, or certainly were in the past. If I am not Camarilla, and I am not Anarch, and I am not independent,
We know where your alliances lie. However, we are protecting our home, and we have had no incident with you or your clan in Nottingham to consider you in this situation, or in fact currently in any situation, a enemy.
I am not your enemy.
Exactly, and we are not yours. We are here to protect our home city, which you are part of. It does not matter for this where your allegiances lie.
Just that you want to protect what's yours.
Just that you don't want them to do what they have done to your kind everywhere else they come across them.
I have very much enjoyed the freedoms of this city for numerous years, and whilst I have no love of the Ivory Tower or desire for it to return here, I do have a problem that has emerged, which is perhaps swaying me, making my decisions somewhat indecisive. Maybe if you could help me with this problem, I wouldn't need to consider asking the Ivory Tower for help instead.
We're always open to assist our neighbours.
It is a mundane problem, but one I do not wish to have associated with me or my business interest. So an independent group resolving this problem for me would sit very well.
What is this issue?
It is simple enough. There is some people that are intent on buying my business from me. They've made a very generous offer, and when I laughed at them, saying the business is not for sale, you understand, I do not do this for the money.
Yes, I fully understand that. If I was in my own business for the money, I believe my shop might be slightly better organised than it is, but
they have been putting undue pressure on me to sell, both through business and through veiled threats. Now, a person, a kindred such as myself, is not easily cowed to such physical threats. They are unaware of my true strengths, but I do not wish to leave any kind of trail or escalate the situation as such in my direction. So this is why maybe intermediaries, a third party, can resolve this for me. I just wish it resolved one way or another, for their attentions to be removed from attempting to take my business from me. It is
What,
not easy, though, for the people that are doing it are powerful within the kind world.
Have you not considered it a play by the Ivory Tower in order for you to be forced to ask for their assistance when they turn up?
Interesting. Bring me evidence, and then that will sway my decision quite easily.
why do they wish to buy this place?
They have many business interests already. We are very successful. We are niche, but the money that we take, the names that we draw to the club, we are a valuable asset for them to add to their portfolio.
I think at this point it's pretty fair to say that we do not have enough information, and you are being very
Not being
careful.
careful, I am more than happy to divulge who they are. I am just merely
Please.
explaining them. They are a pair of brothers known as the Bell brothers.
Mhm.
We need to have a conversation.
We are having a conversation,
No,
James.
no. We need to have a conversation. It's a story for a different time. Yes, the Bell Brothers. I am vaguely. I've heard the name before.
Uh,
I
the-
can see why that would be possibly problematic. Because just removing them from the equation is, what's the word I'm looking for? No less than an act of war.
they are kingpins. They are a crime family in this area.
Yes.
They act as legitimate businessmen. They have a large number of interests. They own a nightclub, a car shop, a number of pubs, travel firm, security firm, gym, scrapyard. They have influences with local gangs in the area. They also illicitly deal in drugs and other things.
You will be aware though that just removing the kingpins, somebody will step up and take their place, and that person may well be the same interested, have the same interest as these brothers who.
I'm not looking for them to be removed. I'm looking for their attention to be taken away from trying to take my business from me.
Okay.
If I wanted them dead, they would be dead.
Well, I mean that might. That's okay. If they were dead, would that be an issue, or
The
I mean, you
goal
have no
here,
love for them, right?
the task, is quite simply to stop them trying to take over my company.
Oh yes, I definitely agree. I am.
I have no love for them. They are no more than insects beneath my feet.
Yes, but insects do bite. I mean, as do we, but or sting, or
I think what James is trying to say is that we find this reasonable and within our talents. We can certainly look into helping you.
and I will just question if we accidentally crush these bugs. I mean, it will stop them looking into your club, but that's not. I mean, we're not going to set out to do that, but if that happens, that isn't a deal breaker, correct?
As long as the authorities are not led to my establishment and there is no link between me and them, then I have no care what you do.
Good to know.
There is something I would like to say, though, and this is just to make sure that we're all on the same page, so to speak. What we are suggesting here is a collection of the kindred of Nottingham. What I don't think we're suggesting is that this is an endorsement of the Sabbat within Nottingham.
I also don't believe that this is just Nottingham, although we are talking about Nottingham here. We are looking to get some of the kindred from further afield as well.
Your position will be protected, and you can operate as you have been doing. But yeah, I think you're aware of the.
I have enjoyed
gist
my
of what I'm saying.
freedom. I announce my allegiance, and if they called upon me, I would have to most definitely think. But being a member of the Sabbat has its advantages as well, and if this helps perhaps sweeten the deal, the other Sabbat that I know in the area, are you aware of the Druids?
We are.
They are, well, let's say they are not La Sombra.
No.
They are unruly, but can be guided. And I have always felt it is the position of the La Sombra to be leaders, even within the Sabbat, as strange as that may sound. And I believe I can direct their energies into a favourable way.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. There is a reason why you're the first on our list of people we need to go visit.
Because I am the closest to the shop.
No. We don't have that
Nothing
issue
quite
anymore.
so.
No, we have a car, so that is not a problem.
I would just kind of look at all of you like, what the hell? Massively undermining our competence. We have a car.
We have a car.
If she is intelligent enough, she will realize that we are doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to continue on what we've got here. Do we need to speak any? Oh no, I do have one more question. Obviously we don't like walking into our neighbors' houses without previous permission. But this place is fantastic. Would you mind if we actually came and spent an evening or a night in here at some point after we've done what we need to do, of course? But I think we are all enjoying the atmosphere and the music, and I think it would be good for
It's
us.
quite wonderful.
My doors are always welcome to fellow kindred, as long as you clean up your messes.
I would like to think that we wouldn't make a mess, and I do shoot a bit of a glance over towards Petra.
You're aware
I
that
will just
she is
sort of-
Sabbat, so she's used to messes being made.
Yes. Well, I'm happy. Are we? Shall we head out?
I am not keen on ghouls, so whilst feeding does occur on the floor, it tends to take place in the shadows. So just be careful.
I fully understand.
Let me see you out if this is everything to be discussed.
Of course, it was lovely to meet you, and I think we got a pretty good arrangement here.
I will contact the druids. They are well, there are 3 of our kind amongst them, but they are strung in numbers of ghouls and mortals. It's very distasteful, but they have their uses. I was considering using them against the bells. It is good that you arrived in time.
I'm glad we can help. Should Miss Summers decide to pay you a visit, it would be very useful to understand what she propositions you with. Try and understand her.
There is
Be a
no
step ahead.
love between the Camarilla and the Sabbat.
No, I know. I was quite surprised to even learn her intent of speaking to you or the other Sabbat, but that's our information. So,
What she asks from you will have a much higher cost.
for sure.
And even if you're technically working against the Ivory Tower, you're also still working with the Ivory Tower. With them rather than us, they'll drop you the first chance they get. And I think we both know that.
I am aware. She just says that. It's most definitely, you get a feeling even without a sort of inside roads enemy of my enemy. It's there is no love between the Sabbat or the Sombra. Bearing in mind it is the 1970s as well, so no accords have been made for adopting them back in at the moment. Sometimes I have to kind of remind you it's not quite modern nights yet. So no deals have even been brokered between the La Sombra and the Sabbat at the moment.
As the conversation continued after I said I don't think I have any more questions, I will have carefully removed the book from my jacket and started reading again.
So she says, she's quite businesslike. She says, if that is our business done, I'll let you get on with your evening.
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
And she happily escorts you out, and she walks you to the door, basically.
I will. Can I put on heightened senses and just see if I can hear anything as we're heading out? If there's anything that goes on behind, I might catch it.
No, it's kind of strange, really. You kind of do this, and your heightened senses, the fact that it doesn't really pick up anything else. You think she's alone. You think what she said about her distaste of ghouls. She's certainly the only kindred here, and she probably has quite a lonely existence. But that said, that might well be of her choosing.
I will flash sense the unseen as I walk out. I am interested to see how many ghosts haunt this dwelling.
Okay. You automatically pick up supernatural presences, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Anything magically hidden, basically.
Yeah, and you don't need to. It's kind of strange, even with Sense the Unseen. I'm going to say this in this place. As Sense the Unseen happens, rather than heightened senses, you again see the shadows begin to move, not just around her, but sort of moving towards her and coiling around as if it is a mist or perhaps a serpent, sort of shadows coalescing around her. And you realise that all the shadows around her are not just her presence, that there is other things here. Maybe wraiths, maybe shadows, difficult to say. But she's most definitely not alone when you use that discipline.
because I'm still at this point pretending to read the book, are fascinating, and just keep on reading.
Okay. So you leave. You get into your car. I'm assuming. Eddie says, "Good night. I hope that was. Did you have a good time?"
Yes, Eddie, thank you.
Good.
I just
Good.
give him a little squeeze on the arm as we head off.
It gives you a big smile. Well, you have a good night anyway. He's kind of stamping his feet and rubbing his hands. He's well dressed up, but you can tell at his age he's feeling the cold somewhat more than a younger man might do. Do you get into your car and drive back to Stranger Sounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
You do that. It's like
I'm not going to leave the car here.
Yeah, it's like fine. I mean, it's a parking space that is close enough to your shop. You could technically just leave it here. It's that close, but you drive it around the corner back to your shop, and it is a job done. You have visited lost souls and kind of made an accord of sorts, but you might want to gather together and now discuss it in the privacy of your own haven.
Well, things are going well. We've already managed to strike a deal with the Sabbat. Lovely.
That went
Of sorts, at least.
far better than I expected. I'm suspicious.
Oh no, I'm not suspicious. I think they're making us out to be chumps. I don't think this will end well at all.
So I went to the pub earlier. It after our little conversation, Petra, I needed to let off some steam, so I went to one of the bars that I know has a bad reputation. I was hungry, I was angry, I needed to let off some steam. I picked a fight that was probably a little bit too easy. I thought they might put up more of a fight, but as I was walking out, I overheard that they believed me to be one of the Bell brothers' men.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, I am. Although normally I am. My mood wasn't the greatest, and my thoughts weren't necessarily there. I did not cover up who I am. They will know who I will be. They will be able to. I am not describing this well.
No, you're describing it perfectly, James. Thank you. Well done.
They may well
report you to the fuzz.
Oh no, not to the fuzz. No, we may if they believe that somebody is operating under the guise of, and this is the Bell brothers themselves, under the guise of working for them, and they are not, they may well appear at our door. Almost quite literally.
I think we may be able to use this all to our advantage, though.
Absolutely.
Do you know? Do we? I think we need to find out who the other side of this all is, and if we can play.
Stick fire.
I might know.
I think I know how we can get the Bells out of hiding.
I might know a guy.
I think it's going to be a case of to take the attention away from the club, to just start an all-out gang war, because they'll be far too busy paying attention to that.
That might end poorly for everybody involved, including us.
But I don't plan on us being involved.
They don't know who you are. They know who they thought you are, and they will retaliate against who they think you are, not against.
Yes, I agree on that. That may well help, but when the Bell brothers find out that somebody has been masquerading, although I haven't necessarily been masquerading, but as one of their men to cause.
I doubt they will think that far.
People just thought you were a violent person, and therefore you worked for the Bells, and you're not masquerading as one of their people.
Well, maybe I should.
If we want to go down that route, we always can do, but I believe that if we just sort of poke the right badgers, as it were, that's the phrase, right? Poking badgers.
Yeah,
totally the right phrase.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Spanish.
Never been there.
Have you not? It's really nice. Very sunny. Maybe don't go there during summer.
So I won't go there.
No, go in winter. It's quite nice.
Okay, thank you. Yes, but if we poke the right badgers, we can avoid showing your face at all anymore with it, James, and we can just sort of point them at each other and let chaos ensue.
But do we have another gang?
I don't know.
I will
find that out.
But... I have friends in low places. I will randomly just walk out of the shop.
Bye then.
Do we need to follow him this time?
I don't know. I don't know if we need to.
Out of sight, out of mind, I think. Turning Nottingham into a war zone.
Yes, but it's the mortals. They can just squabble between themselves. We can pick up the scraps.
You sounded like Sabat.
My suggestion, another thing we could do is, I know a guy in the council. If we could block one of their purchases somehow, then chances are that person is going to be lent on by the Bells. And if that happens, then we will start to figure out a bit more of the nature of their organisation.
Okay. It's also a reasonable alternative to all-out war with the mortals. Yes, I guess that. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That does sound more sensible.
And I stand by what I said. I think that if we dig a little deeper, imagine we'll find some ivory tower strings being pulled.
I am a little bit concerned about James on this, though. Did you get the impression from the questioning he was doing there that he wanted to kill them?
I don't know. I can never quite tell with him.
I suppose.
Should probably follow him, I guess.
We've just got back.
I know. I don't like going out this much.
Not this late in the night.
Okay, I've been out far too much. I need to retreat. I need to head to the back of the shop and just calm myself. And I did catch myself thinking a bit too much like Sabat earlier. Must have been a bit of influence
from.
What time
is it?
It's not too bad. I mean, it's probably taken you to about 12, half 12 now. You spent a couple of hours there. You didn't want to kind of rush and kind of go in and drop the information and then sort of leave. So there was some small talk as well that went on that we didn't really cover in the role-playing aspect of it. So yeah, it's about half past midnight now. So there's still plenty of time in the night for you to do things should you wish to. You've achieved quite a lot tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the back of the shop to my sort of my haven
space.
within my haven, my safe space, and to sort of go and flick through my records.
You know what's waiting for you when you begin to flick through your records are missing.
As soon as I see that they're gone, I know exactly what has happened. I know that this has happened in the past. It's not the first time he's run off with something of mine.
Okay, you've reduced your hunger down to 0. I still think we should have a willpower roll on this.
Okay.
I think it would be interesting to see how you react to it.
Right, anger frenzy.
No, it's just two successes. Is you are aware. I mean, I'll let you. It has no detrimental effect upon you unless you yourself decide that it has a detrimental effect upon you.
Oh, I will be angry.
Yeah. So describe how you feel when you find these records gone missing.
Soon as I spot that they are missing, it does take me a moment to think, but it would be a sort of moment of, I know this is James, and I'll shout, James! And I will follow him. I will leave the shop and I will hunt down wherever he has gone.
Okay. So James, where were you heading to?
What do we see as we
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of we're
You
in the main
see
room?
me, you hear me shout his name, you just see me storm through the shop, pushing customers aside and just flinging the door wide open, and yeah, out onto the street.
The Rosamund and Albert. How do you react to that?
Well, someone's going after him. So
Yeah. I'm going to I put my head in my hands and I'm like, nope. Just let them sort it out between themselves.
This is probably I wouldn't say common sight, but you probably would have seen this sort of tiff between me and him before in the past, I would have guessed.
yeah, I imagine there's like a look between me and Rosamund, but look at them and look at each other. All right,
I'm going to be.
let's agree not to care about
completely
this.
honest with you. You will all have been on the receiving end of this at some point when I think that you have done something wrong. The guilty must be punished.
Yep.
Okay. So this is sort of behaviour that has been witnessed before, not just amongst Petra and James, but amongst all of you. Provided that you have been guilty of something, some of you might be the perfect angels and have never done anything bad before.
Don't get caught.
Oh, you don't get caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have
turn invisible.
I do have a specialisation in innocence.
Yes, this is it. So I think we're going to slowly but surely bring this scene to a close now. It's still probably only about midnight, so much of the night still ahead. This is October. It doesn't get light to quite late in the morning. So we have Petra storming after James, Albert and Rosalind looking at each other, and Rosalind with her hands firmly grasped into her head. As things are getting slightly more complicated now that an accord and agreement has been struck with Timanda about trying to deal one way or another. Not to remove the Bell brothers, I want to clarify, but just get their attention from buying her a business or putting undue pressure on her selling her business to them. That is simply it. She's not asked you to go and assassinate them or destroy their empire. So however you want to do that, that is good. And she's indicated as well that she has a degree of influence over the druids, which might prove useful at some point. You have also received a mysterious gift, interview with a vampire, with the message that they are onto you. You've disposed of the ex-manager's dead body, and you have, after all, gained a car as well. So, a good half an evening's work, and the night is still young. This is where we'll bring our story for tonight to a close. Thank you very much, players. Coterie, hope you enjoyed tonight's session.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
It gets,
As always.
Thank you.
gets things. I'm just going to say a quick goodbye to everybody. I can find my information somewhere. Many thanks. There we go. So yeah, perfect time to close our story for now. Thanks for tuning in, watching and playing. We'll continue our Vampire Chronicle in 2 weeks time in February. Don't forget, in the meantime, I do run many roleplay games off stream, so check out our social media for details. If you liked what you've seen, please consider subscribing to the stream, because it really helps us continue doing these. I will be back on and doing session 0, quarter 5 thunders for our Untold Chronicles game in 30 minutes. So please, I'm going to kill the stream, but I'll be back on in about 30 minutes as we generate characters and work out character connections. Exciting times. So take care, stay safe, and I will catch you all next time. Much love to everybody.